DPWH. DPWH, or Department of Public Works and Highways, is the agency behind the roads, bridges, and highways people use every day. It builds major infrastructure and flood control systems funded by large national budgets. People experience its work through road projects, drainage systems, and recurring flooding in urban areas. It has faced strong public criticism and congressional scrutiny over flood control spending that continues to reach massive levels, while flooding remains a recurring problem in areas like Metro Manila and nearby provinces. Concerns raised include ineffective projects, poor planning, and possible misuse of funds highlighted in audit findings and public outcry. If this department performs well, flooding is reduced, roads are reliable, and travel becomes faster and more efficient. DOT, or Department of Tourism, is the agency that promotes the Philippines as a destination to the world. It runs campaigns and develops major tourist destinations like Boracay, Palawan, and Siargao. People see its work through travel ads, branding, and promotional campaigns. It faced backlash in 2023 after the Love the Philippines campaign used foreign stock footage, leading to investigations and a Senate hearing involving the tourism secretary. There are also concerns that messaging sometimes focuses on personalities instead of destinations, while high travel costs and weak price regulation make the country less competitive than neighbors. If this department performs well, tourism grows, pricing becomes competitive, and the country builds a stronger global appeal. DSWD, or Department of Social Welfare and Development, is the agency people rely on during difficult times. It runs programs like 4Ps and distributes financial aid and disaster relief. People interact with it during emergencies, ayuda distribution, and social assistance programs. Audit reports and field complaints have flagged delays, duplicate beneficiaries, and gaps in targeting. There is also a persistent public perception of a padrino system, where aid is linked to officials and creates expectations of utang na loob during elections. If this department performs well, aid is fast, fair, and reaches the right people without political influence. DILG, or Department of the Interior and Local Government, is the agency that oversees local governance and public order. It supervises LGUs and works closely with the Philippine National Police on peace and safety. People experience its role through barangay systems, local ordinances, and community security. Crime statistics fluctuate, but public concern rises during visible spikes in theft, robbery, and drug-related incidents in urban areas. Criticism often points to gaps between national directives and actual enforcement on the ground across different local governments. If this department performs well, communities are safer, governance is consistent, and public trust improves. DOF, or Department of Finance, is the agency that manages the country's financial direction. It leads policies such as VAT and excise taxes under reforms like the train law. People feel its impact through fuel prices, transport costs, and overall cost of living. Excise taxes on fuel are felt during oil price spikes, increasing costs of goods and transport. The department has also faced criticism over rising national debt from increased government borrowing. Debates continue on whether higher taxes translate into visible improvements in public services. If this department performs well, taxes are balanced, services improve, and the economy remains stable. DFA, or Department of Foreign Affairs, is the agency that represents the Philippines to the world. It handles diplomacy, passport processing, and assistance for Filipinos abroad. People rely on it for support during crises and access to consular services. It has faced recurring issues with passport appointment backlogs and delays during peak demand. Concerns have also been raised during international conflicts, including tensions in the Middle East, where evacuation response is closely watched. These situations involve multiple agencies, but public expectations focus on speed and protection. If this department performs well, Filipinos abroad are protected quickly, and international relations remain strong. DENR, or Department of Environment and Natural Resources, is the agency that protects the country's environment and resources. It regulates mining, land use, and environmental compliance for development projects. People see its role in permits, conservation programs, and enforcement. It has faced criticism over approvals linked to environmental risks, including Monterrasas in Cebu, where flooding concerns were raised. It also drew attention after reports of resort structures near the protected Chocolate Hills area in Bohol. These cases highlight tension between development and environmental protection. If this department performs well, ecosystems are protected, risks are reduced, and development remains sustainable. DOST. DOST, or Department of Science and Technology, is the agency that drives science and innovation in the country. It supports research and oversees agencies like PAGASA and PA-VALS. People rely on its work for weather forecasts, disaster warnings, and scientific programs. Forecasting challenges remain, as typhoon paths and intensity can shift rapidly during major events. Public criticism often increases after severe disasters when expectations for precision are not met. There are also concerns about limited visible innovation despite ongoing research. If this department performs well, forecasts improve, innovation expands, and science benefits everyday life.